Hello and welcome to the festive fun that is Mad Al Goes Racing, and today we are, as you may have noticed, in rFactor 2, and we're going to have a look at some of the new bits and pieces that have dropped lately, namely 4 cars. Now, the first one I was going to have a look at is the... This is really annoying, this is. If you select a series and select the wrong thing, you can end up not being able to see everything. So don't forget to change that before you do anything else. Come on, select it. God, it's truth. Why do I have to click down there then up there? User interfaces. Shit. Right, let's try that again. Right, now we're all going, we want to go to Silverstone, of course, bigger as well. GT or Endurance, whichever. And then cars. Right, the first one, as I was trying to say, the first one we'll have a look at is the all-electric, apparently for esports. Was that what it said? It was something along those lines. Where was it? Yeah, the EX0, and it's for esports, and I'm thinking electric vehicle for esports. If they mean for esports as in not electric sports, but as in like the real sort of things, if they mean esports as in virtual racing, then you've got a virtual electric car for virtual racing. Strikes me as strange. So either I didn't get it at all, or that's just weird. Where the bloody hell is it? Oh, RCCO. There we are. We won't go for the white and green one because, oh my god, that's a disgusting colour scheme. We'll go with this one. And we'll just have a quick look in the showroom. Come on, brain, you can keep up. I know it's Christmas Eve and all that crap, but you haven't had anything to drink yet. You got no excuse. You'll get there eventually. Oop. Right. Now, the zooming it out with the right mouse button's a bit dodgy, but now probably not the best colour combo to look at in here because it's a bit sort of like fading in the background. But I sort of look at it and go, it reminds me of something else, and I can't for the bloody life of me think what it is. So, if you look at it and go, that's a, and can work out what it's meant to be, or what it's meant to look like, tell me, because it's confusing the crap out of me to go, that looks a bit like, and I can't think what it looks like. So, it's a nice looking car. It's certainly different and interesting in terms of aesthetics. It's got a bit of the, I think it might be the Ford GT sort of with a sort of gaps through it type of effect. I don't know. Might be, might not. But nice looking car on the outside. Looks like it should have some goodly amount of aero with that bloody great wing on the back of it. Certainly a large diffuser. Not blowing exhaust though. So, the question is, what's it go like? Well, we'll find out in a minute. So, right, what have I set up in the way of... oh, God. Don't need my favourite server settings loaded. Thank you very much. I just want to make sure I've got a practice only Don't need any opponents. And middayish. Default railroad, normal scale, whatever. Why have I only got default on this bloody thing? For some reason, I get about 5 bloody choices on the other machine. So, is it because I got scripted? Ah, right. God almighty, make life bloody difficult, you idiots. Bit more temperature. Yeah, that'll do. Preset. We're going to go for... I've got no idea what difference it makes, but we'll set it on medium. It's too bloody complicated. I just want to make it go. Right, hopefully this won't take half an hour. And if it does, I'll speed it up. Don't want to go on my talk like that, you know, speed it up. Because when I did this the other day, just to see what this car was like with a gamepad, because I'm an idiot, it took bloody ages to load, and I was going like, have they fucked it up again so it's actually slow to load again? I don't know. Certainly, I can't work out why it's so damn slow to load. I really can't. I know I'm on a hard drive. Should make a lot of difference. Weirdly enough, it takes less time to load up a city in Cyberpunk than it does this. Come on, if it doesn't hurry up, I'll start singing Christmas carols. No, I better not, that'll put you off. Southern Auto, I turned my wheel on, haven't I? That would be embarrassing. Come on, it'll be bloody Christmas before this gets going. One of the things they did do, as well as adding some cars in, they did some more updates and optimisations and other things on a few other cars. So, tracks. Get my brain in gear. Right. No bullshit, straight in. See if we can... Yay, hit it. Right. That sounds so damn weird. Hang on, have I turned the volume down a bit? No? I might just pause for a second because I think I've turned the volume down, and I will pause. Have I just changed the bloody... Right, that's damned annoying, that is. I think I might have just... Shit, wrong button again. Ah! Oh, for crying out loud. Right, do the... Right. Now that I've managed to hit the right combination of buttons to turn everything off and get everything... I've ended up with a Pit stop requested. Right. So lose my face is over the top of in a preview down there and I can't actually see what it says. Right, any road. Right. That's better. I'll turn the volume up a bit. Not that it makes a lot of difference, but it's like, one, why can you rev the damn things up in neutral? Slightly strange thing to do, but there you go. Right. Now the other day, hang on if I press the right button here. Right. Yeah, that should be in miles an hour. Right, the other day when I was tinkering, I thought this car feels so bloody slow. And I was getting down the end of the back straight, and I was going like, is that all it's doing? And as you'll see in a minute, I may have been being a bit thick. Ooh, that feels damn weird. Now, this thing's up. Supposedly 4-wheel drive, 2-speed gearbox, which I don't know what point you should really put it in the top. But like I said, it's the first time I tried it with a steering wheel, so it feels really strange. I'm not sure how many other front-wheel drive cars I've actually driven in rFactor 2, but that's just so strange. Bit lumpy. Seems like the back end wants to get away a bit. Whoa! Watch the speed. So I was looking at that and going, that's kilometres an hour. God, that's slow. And I suddenly realised it's miles an hour. That's just bloody ridiculous. So it is a ridiculously quick car on a straight line. It feels like it's trying to rotate, which, considering it's 4-wheel drive, feels very strange. And I keep changing down, I don't know if I should or not. It's very, very strange feeling car. Considering, generally speaking, do I want to go backwards or do I want to go forwards with it? Whoa. Wind a bit more. Wind a bit more brake balance to the front. See if I'm just being. Again, do I need to change down for that or not? I'm not even sure what the difference between 1 and 2 is. Is it really a gear? It is, but not a lot. Whoa! Ooh. Ow. So, despite being 4-wheel drive, it's not safe 4-wheel drive. Now, I will say at this point, they did actually say in the bump, it's been designed to be hard to drive. So you need to be a true professional to drive it. And I'm going, well, and the point of that was I'd say it's possibly even more weird than the IIyama Volkswagen car in Racer. Did I try that out in video? I can't remember. Feels like it's got horrendously stiff suspension. I think with a little bit of practice and a little bit of lappery, it'd probably feel not so bad, but I still can't decide whether to change down or not. How fast does it go in first? Well, that was over 175 miles an hour, so bloody hell. Quite quick. But the sound in electric cars, because you've only got two gears and possibly only going to use one, you end up in a situation where you're trying to work out how fast you're going based on sort of engine note and which gear you're in a normal car, and you can't strictly do that. Whoa, slippery bloody curb. Can't strictly do that in an electric car because you don't get the variation of sound. It's quite so easy to tell. I mean, I can't tell roughly where I am in the rev range anywhere near as easily with this sort of a sound as I can with a quote normal internal combustion engine. So all in all, it's a very strange car to drive. Yeah, you'd probably get on with it eventually. How warm my tyres again? Quite. See if I can actually do a timed lap, and that would help. I don't think I've actually done a proper time lap yet. But nowhere near and my train of thought has completely disappeared because I'm trying to wrestle this bloody car around. I was going to say it's nowhere near the limit, but I'm not sure if I am or not really, because it's just so bloody hard to tell. What was I going to say? Yes, there's a lot more aero you could add to it, and probably with the amount of grunt this thing appears to have, it would probably work quite well with the extra. I think it's about 2/3 of the aero it's got on it. What the hell it would do if you took all the aero off and gave it a long enough straight, I hate to think. But it is very strange to drive. I was expecting a much more stable car as a four-wheel drive vehicle, because they did make a point of it is four-wheel drive, so I was expecting a lot more stability and it to basically drag itself out of corners a bit more. It seems to be very much rear biased. Right. Very much a strange car to drive. I'm trying to think of anything that drives remarkably or remotely similar to it. I think I was looking for. Oh God. Right, so about 148.1-ish. So weird, very weird. Grab the right button. Yeah, 148.8, which is what's that? 12, 14 seconds faster than a GTE car around here. Possibly in the ballpark of an LMP2. We'll find out in a minute because. Oop, wrong button. Come on, brain. I'll catch up eventually. Let's just have a quick look at it. Oh, let's try it without me. I still can't think what it looks like. It's got a sort of GT40 meets the Batmobile look to it almost. The other thing is, I'm not sure how many laps you can get out of it because I forgot to check how much battery had been used, but it does get through battery quite quickly, so it's certainly not going to be something you'll be using on endurance. But it's a bit bouncy, it feels a bit too stiff almost, and it's got the weirdest feeling from FFB. It's almost like it feels like it's front wheel drive and then it'll swap over to be rear wheel drive. So it's almost like some sort of weird diff arrangement in the middle is going, yep, you pulled yourself halfway out of the corner, now I'm going to put all the power at the rear of the car and you're going to spin coming out of the corner, and you're thinking, no, don't do that. So I haven't played with this setup at all. That's exactly as it comes out of the box, so probably worth having a play. Hit the right button. Right. Get this out of here. That's about £4 or thereabouts. And if you want it, buy it. If you don't, this is where Race Room wins out quite a lot in terms of what you should and shouldn't buy, because you can test things out before you buy them. rFactor, you got to rely either on getting something that you know you're going to drive, or hoping to hell that it's actually worth the effort once you bought the bloody thing. And I'm still not sure about that one. Right, now, what should we look at next? Probably the 3 new cars, which are, I know, I'll go back here and have a look at what's in the Endurance bundle. It's this is their second DLC, and it's got 3 cars in it. The Cadillac DPi-V.R, which is the Daytona Prototype. Daytona Prototypes have changed over the years. They started off, they had something prior to the Daytona Prototypes that I can't remember. Was it SPR 1 and 2 or something they were called? And it's all comes under the auspices of the Grand American, was it GARA or something? GARA? Road Racing Association or something? And they are the people, I think, who organised the Daytona endurance racing and everything. And they were using Le Mans prototype cars, slightly modified, and decided they were too quick and were damn dangerous around Daytona, so they decided they'd implement their own Daytona prototypes, which were to keep costs down, tubular chassis, space frame, with various homologated engines to put in them that you basically had to be based on a roadblock. They had three revisions of the Daytona prototypes, and then in 2017 they decided they would tie up with the IIyama, yeah, the Auto Club of whatever it's called, the people who organise them on, and they would go roughly LMP2, and what they actually ended up doing was they took LMP2 chassis, and the various manufacturers in the US could supply an engine that had to be homologated to put in it. The Cadillac is based on the, see if my brain can remember this, Dallara P217 chassis with a Cadillac supplied engine in it. So, and it is, as far as I remember, the sort of dominant car. So like I said, the chassis of the Cadillac is very similar to, or is actually the same as the Dallara chassis used by various LMP2 teams. Of course, if you're going to run LMP2, you have to run the Gibson V8 engine. That's set in stone. You must run it. You can't run anything else. Unlike previously, where LMP2 was more open on the engine. The idea of going with LMP2 chassis was that the Daytona prototypes, they changed it to Daytona Prototype International, and they were hoping to have this tie-in with the ACO, so they could run the DPi cars in international LMP classes. Only they had a bit of a disagreement. They couldn't agree on whatever it was they couldn't agree on, and they are still stuck in America only. So, way things go. The other two cars are the Ligier, which is a true LMP2 car, JSP 217. That'll be the Gibson V8 and is used in Le Mans, etc., and all the Le Mans series, and will be our direct competitor with the Orica. And then the last one is the new Chevy, which is mid-engine. It is mid-engine, isn't it? I think that was the main takeaway. Yeah. Yes, because a lot of people are you can't have a Chevy and stick an engine in the middle. It's not right. So, we'll see what it's like. So, I'm going to try the Cadillac first, now that I remember what it was, because I couldn't for the fucking life of me remember what was it. I can't remember. I only bought it yesterday. Can't remember what it was called. Cadillac DPi. We'll go with, what colour should we have? Let's go for a banana coloured one. Yeah, what the hell. Oh, God, that's a bit bright. That's better. No, it's a bit too subdued, isn't it? Right. Fanatec podium. Okay. We'll have a quick look in the showroom. Yeah, apparently the difference is in terms of the chassis. They are... Why did it spin round like that? Bizarre thing. Let's go all the way around the side. They have their own bodywork, which is not the same as the original whichever chassis. So if you saw a Dallara LMP2 car and this side by side, they may look slightly different. I'm not sure how different, but they should look slightly different. I believe the sort of engine output is roughly in the same ballpark as LMP2, because obviously if they wanted to try and run them in LMP2, they would have had to been there or thereabouts. Got a nice looking car, nicely modelled, etc, etc. Oh, didn't mean to do that, I meant to do that. Can't even operate a bloody mouse now, can I? So yes, nice looking car. And let's select it and let's race. Hopefully it'll take a little less time to load this time, as it's already done it once. Annoyingly, at this point it has hardly flashed the light at all, because it's presumably held most of it in memory. Come on, you can do it. Now I'm expecting this like the, again, straight in, no messing about, none of this checking it out to see what it's like. Might try it. Presume it's got the usual I'm going to sit back here a bit and have I managed to so I'm just trying to work out which bloody thing should turn the mirror on, because I hadn't turned on the in-car mirror. That's better, I think. Right, I just wasn't sure if that screen was going to show me something other than now. I'm assuming this has got some traction control. It has, and I'm assuming it's got just trying to remember which buttons I've got set up for what here. Oh no ABS, but traction control, and you can adjust the ARBs, front and rear, from in-car. That's doing nothing, so I can't even remember I got them. Now, I've obviously got the wheel set, so it's not doing anything, so I will adjust the seat forward so I can't see the wheel, because it's going to annoy the crap out of me having a wheel that's not moving. We'll just leave that at the bottom, and oh, look where you're going. Oh bollocks, wrong button, wrong button, wrong button, wrong button. Meant to press that one. I want to get down a little bit so I can actually see underneath the mirror a bit. Right, now I made a complete twat of myself. Very restricted view. It's probably, if you sat back a bit further, it might be easier to actually see out the windows a bit. So when you're actually going around the corner, but as I only have a 16:9 screen, I have to make do with being able to see what I can see, which is not a huge amount. Running out of gearing. Gearing's a bit low, it feels a bit. Like I say, because it's got gears and because I can hear an engine, it's so much easier to just work out what's happening. This is where the lack of side view really kills you, is around corners like that. Very low revving engine, or it's just the sound of that whining electric motor is really done my head in, so I'm not sure which. See if I can press the right button. Which one is it? Not that one. Definitely a bit short on the gearing, but apart from that, it feels really nice. It's going where it's pointed, it's not trying to over rotate, though I can feel it rotating. Find out what sort of lap times I'm. I'm not sure what sort of lap times to expect out of it. But it does feel quite nicely balanced. It's not trying to kill me. The Orica? Yeah, the Orica LMP2 car. I did find was a bit over rotating when I tried it for a short time a while back. You definitely have to pummel your way through the gears on this. Could also do a slightly more obvious change of engine note when you hit the rev limiter. And those curves feel horribly, horribly slippery. Nice pickup from low end. Though I say low end, it doesn't sound like it's exactly revving its nuts off at the high end. So again, hit the rev limiter because I couldn't hear where it was on the rev limiter. Probably carried a load more speed through there, but need a couple more laps to get the hang of it, which I'm not going to do because obviously I've got another couple of cars to get through. But punch those gears up. yeah, the fact we're getting in sixth before we're even anywhere near the bridge is telling me it's well under geared and it's on the limiter. .49, not bad, not too bad. I've got no idea if that's good, but it's not bad. Make it up as you go along. Yeah, nice car. It's nice positive handling model. Gives a bit of confidence. It's, oh God, I don't like the way it does it. Gives some confidence it's actually going to stick to the road when you apply some throttle. There you see where I braked on the white line there. Got a bit squirrely. Looks a bit stuttery on the replay. I don't know whether that's something to do with the new UI, because I'm sure the replays weren't this bad with the old UI. But yeah, apart from the gearing being a bit short for around here, which probably means it's a bit short for everywhere really, because I can't think somewhere like Road America would need to have more gearing than that, being a sort of very much reliant on two quite long straights for lap time. Yeah, very nice. That button doesn't do what it does when you're in there, does it? No. Why does it not go back to there? So yes, that's the Cadillac. Nice car. Needs a little bit of tuning to get a bit more length in the gears. Now, as we've done that one, we'll do a back-to-back with the LMP2 Ligier, which is the other new it's fine, the classic red, white and blue Ligier. Loading, and we are all unloading. Sometime later. Ah, there we are. Right, yep. We'll spin ourselves around the back here. Again, it's, I mean, they all look a little bit samey, the LMP2 cars, actually. Obviously, within a certain regulation, if you've got certain heights for things, certain widths for things, and certain, you do end up with very much a case of, if they're all using this, basically the same CAD package, you will end up with a lot of very similar styled cars, and air likes to flow as air likes to flow, so you can't do a huge amount with them. I think one or two of them have got slightly more interesting changes around various points in here, but yeah, nicely modelled. I don't know whether this particular floor, ceiling, etc. does the world of good as far as having a look at the cars themselves, because sometimes I look at it and go, God, it looks a bit dull, and then I realise it's because it's the grey floor is actually the problem, because you get to a certain position where like that wing there looks a bit bleh, and then you realise it's actually just the reflection. So, strange but true. Yeah, nice enough looking car. Looks like, shock horror, looks like a Ligier. Again, the usual, lots of detail on little things like the, can we zoom in far? Yeah. Can we zoom in any further? I think that's far. So like all these little aerials and pitot tubes and other bits and pieces. Right, select that. Right. And load. Yeah, I'd expect this to feel very similar. Again, I would hope it's got the usual traction control but no ABS. I think is what the current LMP2 specs allow for. Interesting to see how the gearing is on this compared with the that one, yeah. Just move back a bit just so you can usual Cosworth. There's only about 2 different types of steering wheel there. I think even the steering wheels are homologated in these bloody things. So if you had a bit more screen real estate, you can see you'd be able to see sort of apexes sort of that way. But because I'm sitting a bit further forward, it does make life a little bit difficult because you end up with this big. You either have to go past the point where you can no longer see the steering wheel, so you can actually see past the sort of pillar, or you have to move back a bit, and I'm sort of stuck between a rock and a hard place on where I want to be with it, so we'll try that. Just nope, no brake adjustment, but we have got traction control, and the default is 6. I presume this only goes up to 9. So it's defaulted to quite high traction control. Feels reasonably weighted. Just like too many ways of turning things on and off in the HUD in this thing. Oh, wrong button. That one. Nice positive front end to it. I'm just thinking I'm sitting on the other side of the car compared with the DPi, aren't I? Am I? Bit more scream from this V8. It's got a bit more rotation, what I feel of it, from immediate first impression. Slightly better gearing, it's not quite run out of gears down the back straight there. Brakes are a little bit far forward possibly. Might have a... yeah, we've got a bit more rotation from this. Which is more in line with the Orica. As here with rFactor 2, good feel through the wheel for what the car's doing. You feel it loaded up really nicely. Might be a little bit lumpy, but always add a little bit of damping, as in filtering, whatever. More like the sort of speed I expect to see at the top end at the end of that. Back out of the straight there. Yeah, it's quite rotated, that car. Obviously I've got no idea how it's set up in terms of aero. Might be running quite low aero, might be running lots of aero, so it feels quite reasonably balanced. He says understeering out the corner. Well, that's going to hurt. Ooh. Cut track, didn't count. Yeah, I think that's should give you an idea of what it's doing. Yeah, it feels reasonably balanced. A little bit of rotation, maybe a bit more than I'd like. Stuttery cars. Now, was that slightly quicker or not? I can't remember what the other car did now. Brain like a sieve. No, it did a 48, didn't it? So, it might be this is running less downforce. Because it's certainly getting higher top speed at the end of the hanger straight, but whether it's got slightly less acceleration, I don't know. Overall, it's not a million miles out from the DPi car, as you would expect with a similar chassis, and probably fairly similar engine performance. Might just be it needs a bit more dialing in. Gibson engine does sound nice, you know, on V8. Bit of a screamy V8 as opposed to a thunderous V8. I've also got no idea what tyres it's on. So. can't remember if the LMP2s run a spec tyre, so again, another nice car. Again, it's a car with an engine, so I can instantly go, oh, I should be changing down a gear or two here, and I should be doing this, and I should be doing that. Unlike the electric car where I'm going, oh, I don't know. Right, last and probably not least is the Chevrolet C8.R. And we'll go for the number 4 because we can. This should be interesting just to see how much it's changed. I happen to have done a couple of races recently where I have run the C7 and very much a case of needed a little bit of tweaking to stop it throwing the back end of the scenery occasionally on fast corners, but once got it tweaked it was quite nice to drive. Lasted the distance, did the job. This has definitely got a bit of a Ferrari NSX sort of mix feeling to the car, and I will just see if somebody's on the phone. Right, where was I? Before I was interrupted by somebody wanting me to actually do some work. What's wrong with people? It's 4:45 on a bloody Christmas Eve. Go home. Right, yes. What was I saying? Yes, it's got a bit of a sort of feel of a Ferrari come Acura NSX. Acura. Why do they insist on calling it Acura in the States? It was meant to be their luxury brand for Honda, and it ends up the only place they sell it is in the States. Unlike Lexus and Infiniti, who have their brands more worldwide, it's all a bit strange. And the whole ideology behind having we're going to have our top end brand with a different name. Honda has a reputation for quality and excellence when it comes to motorcycles. Why don't they have that same quality and excellence badge when it comes to cars? I don't get it. I mean, the cars are rock solid. Never had a sort of too many complaints about them in terms of sort of quality of workmanship, etc. So I find it a bit strange. Whinge for the day, obviously. No, I had one of them earlier, didn't I, with that electric stuff. Yeah. Secondary whinge for the day. Yeah, strange. But yeah, very weird. Acura. It's bloody Honda. Call it Honda. It's good enough for the rest of the world. Why is it not good enough for you people in America? Are we there yet? Right. Now, let's get in and drive the baby. Oh my God. What's with all the metal work? All them. Get rid of that and that. See if we can press the right buttons. I think we were a bit high up there, weren't we? God blimey. That's better. I'll have to move forward a bit. Try about there, shall we? Might need to go a bit further forward. Otherwise we won't be able to see to get around the silly tight corners. Yeah, we'll go there. That'll do, that'll do, that'll do. Wrong button. Yeah, we'll leave that there now. Just trying to work out if it's positional enough that it sounds like it's behind me. It does. There's a lot of ironmongery in the window there, isn't it? It does strike me strange putting bars like that in the window. You are a prisoner in your own car. What a strange sounding engine. Just about to see the apex of the corner there. I can't for the life of me remember what sort of engine this thing's got in it, so it's got some fairly easy to lock front brakes, that's for sure. Now I think, if I remember rightly, that was the one thing I had to do with the C7 was take the brake pressure down to considerably lower level to allow me to get around a few corners without sliding off a track, because I have cut off a bit more than I could chew there. The propensity to lock the brakes was a little bit high, shall we say. I think I went from default. I think I added one on the rear wing, wound the brakes pressure back a bit to 80%, something like that, and went back or forward one, I can't remember now. So it was lovely balance to it. A little bit of understeer there as he turned in. Light on the steering actually, which is not unusual for a mid-engine car. Seem to be slightly lighter. That was the other thing I think I ended up doing, was winding the traction control up a bit to stop it rotating quite so much. It does feel really nicely balanced. Doesn't feel like it's going to do anything silly, which is good. Doesn't feel like it's trying to kill you. Yeah, it could definitely do a little bit of a reduction in brake pressure. Very slight tendency to understeer on turning, but I would say it's probably on a par with most of the mid-engine cars. It's not the I'm going to run out of road type understeer, more a case of you seem to get a little bit of understeer on initial turning and then it bites, and then after that it's sort of balancing on the understeer. rotation there. Ouch. That's quite a vicious curve, that one. Yeah, it's definitely got quite a nice balance to it. When it starts to go, it starts to drift sideways without sort of particularly feeling like it's going to go sort of front end or back end only. But yeah, definitely too much brake. Ooh, shit. That was definitely too much curb, but all in all, very nice. And I think it's a little bit quicker generally than the C7. I think you're going to find probably only half a second or so, but definitely feels like it's out of the box going to be quicker. God, that is horrible the way that starts like that, isn't it? It's going, yeah. Oop, didn't mean to do that. I was thinking I had it set to do hide all the UI when you press space, but it might be on the other machine. Bit of turning oversteer there, but it doesn't feel like it's going to get away from it. It's a nice, safe feeling car. Like most of the GTE cars, the only complaint is brake pressure is a bit high, so it's a bit too easy to lock the brakes. But it's definitely in the ballpark with the C7. And probably a little bit quicker, so I think it's going to be definitely took too much curb. Going to be closer in performance to the other GTE cars. I think the C7's possibly a little bit behind the Porsche, but very nice. In fact, I think all those cars are very nice. I think even the electric one, I'll give the benefit of the doubt, because I think with a bit of tinkering, if I could get my head round the horrible noise of the electric motors, it does seem to drive reasonably well once you get your head around the slightly strange transition where it feels like it's transitioning between front and rear wheel drive, because it's four wheel drive and it's obviously going to transition the power one way or the other as you go around a corner. So it seems like initially it's trying to pull around and then it changes to pushing it around, so it goes from being understeery to oversteery, which feels very strange. But all in all, four nice cars. The DPi LMP2 Ligier and the C8 are available separately or as a car pack. I think if you buy them as a pack, they are slightly cheaper. And was there a slight discount at the moment? I can't remember. But personally, I'd say buy them as a pack if you want all three. If you only want one of the cars, don't buy the pack, because it will save you money. As for the electric one, I think I actually think rFactor cars are a little bit maybe overpriced. Could do with maybe a quid cheaper, and they don't seem to have too many discounts on individual cars. They only seem to have discounts on their track packs and car packs, which is a bit bit naughty, but yeah, it's all right. I think it'll be a interesting to drive at some slightly faster circuits. Maybe Le Mans would be quite an interesting one to have a go around. See what it'll do flat out, because I suspect a lot is the answer. So, but yeah, if I could just get my head around the whiny noise, it sounds like a bunch of whinging kids at Christmas. So that'll do me for now, and I'll wait for the next phone call, because the person said they may well be doing some more work for the next 20 minutes and might call me again to do some more. So luckily I managed to finish this before that happened. So for me, for now, I'm probably going to do a race room update as well this evening. So as there's been a load of new bits in that. So if you don't watch that before you have your Christmas, enjoy your Christmas. Have a great Christmas. Keep safe. And by keep safe, I mean keep the fuck away from everybody, basically, because that's the only way you'll do it. And hopefully, next year's a better year all round, not just for sim racing, but for every thing. Because frankly, even I, being the miserable old fuck that I am and an antisocial sod, do find that the lack of human contact gets a little bit much sometimes, you know. So, for now, from me, have fun. Enjoy your racing, stay safe, and I'll catch you soon. Goodbye.